Every day, I'm faced with choices: what to say, how to act, how to treat people, and which path to follow. Sometimes, those choices, they really can make or break me. But here's something amazing. The Book of Proverbs is like a guide, handed down from God, for navigating life. Not a list of rules, but actual wisdom. It's not just about knowing what's right, it's about living right. Living with grace, honesty, and purpose, even when things get hard. Proverbs was mostly written by King Solomon, the guy famous in the Bible for being the wisest ever. God gave him understanding like no one before or after, and in these short, punchy sayings, Solomon packs in truths that are just as real for me today as they were thousands of years ago. The book opens with an invitation, a voice calling out in the streets. It's wisdom herself saying, "How long will you simple ones love your simple ways?" Now that's not an insult, that's a wake-up call. Proverbs says wisdom doesn't land in my lap by accident. I've got to seek it, chase it, and let it change how I live. The first lesson, wisdom, begins with this: the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. But hang on. Fear here isn't about being scared. It's about deep respect, reverence for God, knowing He sees what I don't, and trusting His way above my own. That's the kind of wisdom that steadies my heart, especially when life gets unpredictable. But Proverbs isn't some old scroll stuck in a temple. It's all about the everyday stuff. It gets into friendship, family, money, work, words, anger, and all those snap decisions I make daily. It warns me about pride, because pride makes me blind to my own faults. It reminds me to stay humble, because humility opens my eyes. And it tells me to watch my words, because words can build bridges, or burn them down. Here's the beauty. Proverbs isn't trying to make me perfect. It's trying to make me wise. Wisdom grows in the small things. How I speak, how I forgive, how I listen. It's that quiet strength that says, do the right thing, even when no one's watching. I need that kind of wisdom, especially online, where one comment or click can take me somewhere I never meant to go. And honestly, that's why protecting my digital life matters too. So, quick tip. NordVPN keeps your data private and your browsing safe wherever you are. If you value wisdom in life, start with wisdom online. Check the link in the description to try NordVPN. Back to Proverbs. One of its biggest lessons is about listening. Solomon keeps saying, "My son, listen to instruction." Why? Because wisdom isn't loud, it's quiet. It speaks through experience, mistakes, and those humbling moments that shape me. There's this gem. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. That's tough, especially when nothing makes sense. But Proverbs reminds me God's wisdom runs deeper than my confusion. He sees the whole story while I only see a page. Here's another timeless truth. A gentle answer turns away wrath. In a world that moves fast and reacts even faster, that verse alone could change lives. Sometimes, the wisest thing to do isn't to win, it's to keep the peace. So what is Proverbs really about? It's about learning to live well, to walk with integrity, love with patience, work with honesty, and trust God in everything. It's realizing wisdom isn't just head knowledge, it's what I do with the truth I've got. Proverbs doesn't promise a life without problems, but it does promise that walking in wisdom brings peace. Because God's wisdom doesn't just change my mind, it changes my heart. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this helpful, hit like, share, and subscribe for more Bible wisdom. Remember, wisdom isn't an accident, it's a choice to walk with God every day. See you next time.